Howdy! Today on Citric Shop, we're going to show you how to remove the front loader off of your RK24. The concept of removing this front loader is pretty simple. You have two legs up front and the bucket. You're going to pin the legs down so that they act as stands, and then you're going to remove two retaining pins from the back. Use the hydraulics of the implement itself to lift it up off of the machine. And then the same thing in reverse. Use the hydraulics to set it back down on the machine, pin it together, lift the bucket up, pin your legs back up in this position, and I'll show you what that looks like. So the first step is pinning those front legs. I like to raise the bucket up nice and high so I have it at about eye level with myself so I can see what I'm up to. These legs are really simple. You have a cotter pin right here that comes out, and then you have a retaining pin that slides out afterwards. You're just going to let that leg swing down to the other hole, put your pin back in, put your cotter pin back in. Now this leg's in position. You do the same thing for the other side. With both of the legs in the down position, you're going to lower your bucket down gently. Make sure your bucket's flat. Lower your loader down. Those legs are going to start to touch. Remove the retaining pins. On the front loader of your bucket by taking this clip out and pull on the handle. It's important to do both sides simultaneously. That way you don't get this thing in some kind of nightmarish jam. Slowly continue to lower your front loader. To lift this up off of the hooks, which I'll show you here in a minute. Once this machine is sitting on its own weight, the flat bucket and your two legs, very slowly and carefully, watching your hydraulic links, and if you're like me, with the third function, the electrical connection line on the right side of the tractor, and pull away from the front loader. Not too far away. All you're trying to do is get out from under the machine. Once you have the front loader off of the machine, you have these color coordinated hydraulic hoses that connect to this switch that allows you to manipulate the front loader. Super easy. With the machine off, you're just going to start unhooking these hoses. Yellow to yellow, green to green, white to white, and red to white. 4 hydraulic hoses, all conveniently labeled different colors with corresponding matching colors on the tractor. Now if you're like me and you have the third function hitch on the front of your tractor, don't forget your tiny electrical connection and rip it out of its socket. It's a simple pinch connection. You'll pinch down, pull this out for that nice watertight seal that they give you. Now, the entire tractor is separate from the implement. A couple things to note now that you have your front loader off of your tractor. First thing is, by disconnecting those hydraulic lines from the tractor, you're going to leak fluid. You can either set something under here to catch the fluid that you drip, or simply wipe it down with a towel or a rag. That way you're not tracking hydraulic fluid under your nice hardwood floors. The second thing is the retaining pins. Taking the implement off the tractor, these are some of the largest pins on the tractor. I like to just slide them back in, pin them in place. That way I always know where they are. Third thing, that front loader acts as a certain ballast or weight load on the front of your tractor, and you got to be careful putting too much on either end of your tractor. Right now I have the backhoe attached to my tractor, which is a 900 plus pound implement, but I often take the front loader off when I'm mowing with a 6-foot finish mower. The finish mower isn't nearly as heavy. I'm not in any kind of danger moving the tractor around with the finish mower on the back and no front loader on the front. I feel like the tractor is unstable with the front loader off and such a heavy implement like the backhoe on the back. I don't see a reason to take the front loader off while you're using a backhoe. It just adds extra stability, and it's also that additional weight on the front end that you need. Just as if I was moving concrete bricks with the front bucket, but I had no implement on the back, the tractor would want to tip forward versus one to tip back like it wants to do right now. Installing the front loader back onto your tractor is pretty easy. You're simply going to remove these pins once again. You just had them there so you knew where they were. Set them aside where you can get at them easy enough. And you're going to very carefully pull the front of your tractor betwixt the two arms of your loader. While you're doing this, you want to very slowly pull your tractor up forward. And what you're looking for is to get this hook, that's a little cup under the tractor, this way, on these top rods of your front loader. Now that you're about lined up, you want to go ahead and rehook your hoses. So undo your little caps here, keep junk from getting in there. And they made it really simple, color coordinating them all. So for me, I have an extra electrical connection for my third function. You may too. Hook that back up. Then you're simply hooking up in order from bottom to top, red to red. Making sure they're actually connected. Next would be green to green. And then white to white, and yellow to yellow finally. And again, you're gonna be leaking some hydraulic fluid from connecting these, so just be sure to wipe everything down. That way you don't have a big mess. Stuff isn't sticking to your tractor. Now that your hydraulic lines are hooked back up and you're back up underneath of your front loader, the next thing to do is to try and slide these retaining pins in through the hole. The only way you're going to be able to do that is using the hydraulic power of the loader to slide that back in. Now I'm in the cup. That cup is hit the front loader, and I just gotta, and I've lost it. Tipping the bucket forward, you're gonna have the tractor's cup receive the arm of the front loader. Like so. The front loader is sitting in that cup. You can use it to kind of pivot this to line up the holes for the implement to the tractor. Like such. Now that your pins are in, the last thing to do, don't forget, lift it back up, and you're going to pin your legs back in the travel position. And just like that, your front loader is now ready to use on your tractor. If you have any questions or comments about removing or installing the front loader, leave them below. Until next time.